Good morning, people. Hey, I know I don't make enough videos, do I? Got my flavored water here. Just picked up some more mix on my way in. At Meijer, they had the Mio version on sale. Meijer's is great sometimes. Some of their sales are good. Some of them are and some of them just suck. And they haven't sent me my monthly coupon book. But a lot of their sales look really good when you walk up to them. It'll say like, $2, for an item. I'm like, oh, that's a great price when you buy 5. I'm like, I don't want 5 of that. Either I'm limited on cash at the time or I just don't want 5 of something. It's always 5. They do have some 2-for sales and you have to buy 2 to get the sale price. 2-fors I can go for. I could do a 2-for, okay. But a 5-for, like, I don't want 5 of those right now. I mean, granted, it's a good price, and it's usually something that doesn't go bad right away, but I just don't want to buy 5, But anyhow, this past week or so, I've kind of haven't really been touching models. I bought a few, and I'm going to be buying more as if I need to, and I'll do a video on those. However, Nas is having his auction coming up here for the Ukraine, so I've been doing diecast. Now this one here is the old Purple Passion. I'm not sure how old this version is. Here's its chassis. Let's see if there's a year on this. 1989, I think. But I don't know if this is an actual 89 issue or not. This was hard to strip. I used that pinkish, that non-toxic, supposedly, stripper. And I got a jar here now, and I just soak them in the jar. Because I found out pouring it over them works, but if it dries out, it doesn't work. Once that's, most any stripper, actually, Easy Off, anything you use, once it dries, it doesn't work. So this way it just drowns it in it. It just sits in a jar, and then you have to pull it out with wire and drip it off. I think I'm going to make a container where I can put a screen over the jar, set the body on there, and let it drip back in, and that'll filter out the particles too. But in the meantime, all the other ones I stripped, the more recent cars, the couple premiums here, those are always harder to strip because they put a really good clear on them. But damn, this one was a bear to strip. It sat in the stripper yesterday, like later than it normally does. When I pulled it out, and most of it came off. Actually, it was the day before. So most of it came off. So I'm like, okay, I took it on the wire wheel over here. We have a fine wire wheel. It's not super rough. And I scuffed it up to let the stripper get down there more. So I put it back in the jar, and next morning I pulled it out and rinsed it off. And everything came off except right under here. It just stayed right there. You can still see a little residue. I'll wire wheel it, and that should be good. But yeah, I had to put it back in last night, and I came in this morning. I just rinsed it and dried it, and it's finally clean. So I'll wire wheel the whole thing again and primer it. Now, on diecast, this is something I have found recently. Over the years, I first started diecasting late 90s. And back then, I just used Duplicolor primer, and it held pretty good. I mean, if you really got a little rough and it fell and it hit something, it might chip. But I was able to mask it off and do 2 tones no problem. And I've noticed in the past few years, when I got back into doing this, I'd mask it and I'd pull the masking tape off and it would take the paint. It seemed nothing was, I don't know what they did to the Zamac, or what they did to the paint, or what they did to both. Either way, I tried the etching primer from Duplicolor, and it, I'm not too enthused with it. It kind of works, but it doesn't. So there's a paint store by us that we are at, and I got this stuff. Now this has some acid in it. I think it's phosphoric acid. I'm not sure. This ain't cheap. I mean, there were 2 brands when I bought this the first time. There was this one, and it was like 19 something a can, and there was another brand that was like 22 a can. I'm like, I'll take the cheaper stuff. And so I got this, and I used it all up since. It is probably been over a year. So I recently, this past week, I ran to the paint store, and it's an auto body supply store, and I go in there and I pick up a can of this, and it was like $4.25. And the only reason I didn't get it was they closed their registers at 4:45. I'm like, really? You're open to 5, but you close your registers. They go, yeah, corporate makes us do that. I guess they're part of a bigger company. So I'm like, okay, I'll come back in the morning and get it. So I drew some cash out because, that makes it a little cheaper too. So I drew some cash out on my way in, and I, got into work, and we weren't busy, so I ran down there and I picked this can up, and I'm like, he goes, let me run the price for that on you. I'm like, okay, $34. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, it was just like $20 the last time I bought it. I said, it's not even a year. He goes, hold on, let me see what I can. He goes, everything's gone up. I said, I know, but man, that hurts. So he ran the price again. He goes, 26 whatever and change. I'm like, okay, well, it works though. Now, if you buy anything this good, I would recommend using it only as a very nice dust coat. Like, coat your body, try not to miss on like a spray all over the place. Like, shake it really, 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 really good. Spray your body or bodies, but try not to like go past them and waste the paint, spraying the air. Get a mist coat on the body, just enough to cover it all. And then if you want to put like a duplicolor primer over that or whatever, I didn't. I just used the paint right over this, but I have done some masking on these since, and it doesn't pull the paint up. It seems to really actually etch the Zamac. So I would recommend it, or something similar to it. It really seems to work good. But like I said, it's expensive. Holy crap. But yeah, I'll just show you some of these little die casts I've been doing. This is one I started actually a while back. For those of you that don't know, this is called 8 Crate. It's a 55 Ford panel. It's got the engine that's supposed to be in the back. That's why it's here on the chassis, and I'm not going to do nothing with that. I mean, I could grind it off and use some sheet plastic and try to mold an engine pan where it belongs, but I'm going to leave it as is. It's just sitting on a shelf. But I didn't like the roof, the entire roof, almost all of it, like from here, is open, and it's got ribs, but it's part of the windows. I had to separate the windows from it, and it's got a hole in the middle of it all where the hood scoop is, and the engine's supposed to stick through. So you can kind of see the engine in there. I'm going to grind that out, and the interior is going to get painted a normal color. But yeah, I filled this whole roof. You cannot see where it was anymore. It's going to get two-tone, classic, turquoise and white, red and white, whatever. And I'm going to, do a matching interior. Give it one of those resto mod looks. Hey, it looks stock, but, it's definitely not. But I'm not going to modify the chassis on this one. I mean, if I was really ambitious, I would. But this, when done, we'll be going to Philadelphia, to Nas, for the Ukraine auction. So it'll get the trim and all that. All that good stuff. But that's one of them I'm working on. I got matching Datsuns. I got to go through my wheel collection, see if I have some nice aftermarket wheels, but they're going to get the HKS kind of logos on the side. I think it's HKS, something like that. Or just this Japanese motif. Something like that. And then there's the Wagons Rising Sun on the roof, and I got one for the sedan too. So they'll be like pretty much matching. And I got a bare metal the grills and detail them out, and the chassis and all that. I painted the chassis and I painted the interior on. I think it was one of these had a red interior. This one did. So I'm like, nah. I painted it black. So I'm going to have to show you a video on how I do some of this chrome, like the bare metal and the tail lights and stuff. What I often do is I'll take a knife and carefully scrape like where the tail lights are, because bare metal doesn't really work well on small items. Then I'll scrape that off, and I'll use my red clear paint over it. So before I do the decals, I'll do any kind of trim I'm going to do first. The reason being is these decals, I think the company is on eBay. I think it's NB Logic or NB Logistic or something like that. It's one word, but it's, actually two words just into one title. I got a lot of decals from them. They're really nice. You do have to trim them as close to the color as possible. It's all one carrier. They're not separate. And I mean close. And the carrier they're on is like a little thicker than like model car decals are. So you really got to get as much of it off there as you can. But the thing about them, they're nice decals, but they have no wear factor. If I do them first, and then do all that chrome trim, I'll rub them off. I'll put rub marks through them, which is great if you're doing a weathered vehicle, but not so much if you want to do it nice. So I've learned to do all the trim, paint the headlights, get everything perfect. Okay, good. Put the decals on, get them to lay out. You can use some setting solution with them and, work them down in the grooves and the contours and all that good crap. If they're too big and you have to trim them, let them dry and trim them. But try not to touch them. Like, when you're handling the body, like, you have to be really careful not to touch where they're at. I mean, you could touch them like that, but you don't want to, like, be holding it here, while you're working there, then you'll rub that area off. But then once they're dry, they're on, all the other trim's done, then that's when I clear them and seal them in. And the same with this. I use a lot of Sharpies on the chassis detail, but Sharpie wears off this. These are painted. I've had Nas say, hey, Joe, you put a metal chassis. No, you can't paint these. I put primer on and put, lacquer and clear them over. So I'll take some Sharpie and I'll, detail some of this stuff, and then I'll clear those too. And that seals everything in. So, yeah, those should get wheels and tires. I think I have enough in my collection. What else am I working on? I got a few. This is only a handful. He's going to get almost 20 cars when I'm all done. I got this one, this Type 2, like the later version. I will do some detailing on that. Make it look a lot better. May add some kind of decals. Now, this was interior color. I primered and painted it. The interior I'll mask that off carefully and paint the interior another color. But it's going to get some fine details, and I'll detail that engine out. What else do I got going in here? I got a bunch of these. The 57 Ford, that's going to get the classic two-tone also. Got a lot of trim to do, but tail lights, all that good stuff. See if I have any wheels for it. What else I got? Got I think this is hold on. Let me get this around me. Well, it doesn't say on here. Well, it's another Nissan. It's a Skyline, I believe. Like a little street racer. But all that's going to get detailed out. And once I do that, and the window trim, and the tail lights, then I'll clear it. But I did a kind of a fade on it. And I'll probably wheel swap it. Some of these may not get wheel swapped because I'm not sure how many wheels I got left. I haven't ordered any in a while. I got this little Porsche. This 956. I got the marker lights. I scraped the paint where the headlights go. And I'll probably paint those white. But I'll try to keep it to where there's a little bit of the rim showing. So it looks realistic. That'll get repainted. The interior will probably stay red. I already painted it. Now the chassis came black on this one. But I got some wash down in the grills, the intake grills. Got the taillights painted. I might see if I have any number decals, make it look like a little vintage racer. Oh, I got the little cool combi. Yeah, I'll probably give it a two-tone paint job and detail this crapola back here. Probably won't wheel swap it because I don't know if I have anything that fits these funky little cars. And I'll change the interior color. I usually do. I don't like... I got a couple of these going. I got the one, I just decaled it this morning, so it's staying at home curing. So I didn't want to transport it. That one, it'll get cleared tonight because I got all the door handles. Like I said, what I do is I scrape these door handles with X-Acto, and it makes them bright, but you got to clear it because Zamac like tarnishes over almost instantly, so you got to clear it. And then I scraped off the logo here, and the lights, the headlights, I bare metal the entire thing. And then I painted them white, so they have the chrome border. But I'll clear all that so it seals it in. What was that, a chip in there? Yeah, a little chip. I could touch that up. But, yeah. I haven't decided on color. Oh, yeah, I have decided on colors. It's going to be a gray down below and a white up above, like a darker glossy gray. And I got some decals. They're going to fit right in here that have a slightly contrasting color that'll stand out. And I'll paint the interior and all that good stuff. But that's another one it's working on. What else do I got here? I think that's all of them. Oh, I did a lot of the tuned cars. So I got this little Supra, Brian Supra, but it isn't Brian Supra anymore. I'm going to change the interior to black or beige or whatever, and I'll paint that post, black to maybe hide it a little bit. And I got to do the tail lights and headlights. I actually have some decals that might work out for those headlights. If not, I'll paint them on there. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing here. Sadly here, I don't know what about today. I haven't looked at today's schedule, but we're not really busy today. So, see, nothing's in the shop. Boss's buggy, our forklift with the signs. We have a couple extra units here. And we have this balloon doctor company that makes, creative balloons for parties and crap. And we had TK's Music. They got kicked to the curb. They didn't want to pay rent. So we got a new company. It's actually a massage parlor. I mean, it's this Korean girl. She's kind of cute, kind of not. I mean, if I was single, I might go over there and find out what kind of massages she gives, if there's a happy ending or not. But I'm a committed man, and I know a lot of guys. Well, yeah, come on, it's nothing. You could do that. I'm like, no, I'd feel guilty. I have some morals, But anyhow, yeah. So we took these down. We were going to try to peel all these off and put her logo on here, but as you can see, it really discolored, where the letters aren't. So even if we get all those off there, it's still going to be ucky looking. So the boss man is getting some new plexi, and then his wife does vinyl graphics, and we have fresh graphics from the Balloon Doctor, duplicates of those. So she just has to, redo it, and then we got to put them back up. So we took those down yesterday, and plus we got to put new bulbs in the lighting unit and all that. It's a sign out front. And since this girl she stays open much later, she's going to need lights. We don't need the lights. Balloon Doctor don't need lights at night because, they close up, but she's going to be open till like 9. And so yeah, there's not much going on. We got a new motor for our air compressor. However, I go to pick it up yesterday. I go, hey, where's the pulley? And they go, what pulley? I said, I'm not 100% sure. I left the pulley on the old motor when they checked it out. They went in the bad. They go, we don't have it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was with the old motor. But maybe we did. Maybe we did take it off. And I come back to the shop, and I look all around the bench here, and I don't see no pulley, unless Tom hid it somewhere, and Tom's on vacation till tomorrow. So, I ordered another pulley from Amazon. They're expensive. If you get the one specifically for that compressor from Home Depot or an equivalent, they're $50-$60. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, for a pulley? So I went on Amazon, and I found one with the same dimensions for like $15. So I just ordered one. So when that gets here, it should be here today. I'm going to go up top. Luckily, it's not a hot, muggy, humid day. And, put that motor back on the compressor and have air again. So, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing here. I'm just doing this die cast thing for the next week or so. And then I'm going to get back to the plastic models. And I got a question to pose for you people. And, yeah, hold on a second. Okay. Hopefully I'm on video here. Got a question. Now, I'm going on 60 years old in November. And I guess I've always been a little on the lazy side. But I've gotten lazier. And I know this happens to a lot of people. I've even seen memes about it. Like, about how you have plans all day at work. Like, oh, when I get home, I'm going to do this and do that. And, oh, I'm Mr. Ambition, and I'm going to do this and go here and fix this. And I did that all day yesterday. I'm like, okay, when I get home, I'm going to get some yard work done real quick, grab something to eat, and I'm going to work on die cast all night, or I'm going to clean these models, and I'm going to prep this and do that. And it didn't really happen. I did a little bit on the die cast, mind you. I did no yard work, mainly because I got home kind of late. I had to stop at my mom's place. I was here a little bit longer than I was supposed to be, and all that good crap. But it happens to me a lot. I mean, a whole lot. More than I like to admit, honestly. I can't tell you how much I intend to do stuff after work, how much I intend to do stuff on the weekend. And the energy level just goes bloop. So, am I the only one? Am I the only person? So I'm presenting this question to the community and to all of you in the comments. I can't be the only one, that just has super ambition and loses it. And even on my days off, I mean, it's like all the week's bull crap just builds up, and by the time I get to the weekend, I'm just like, yeah, it's just like that quick. And I'm like, I know I can't be the only one. And then it's maybe just I'm taking on too much. Because the other issue I have, and I'm sure, I'm not alone here, is my short-term memory. I know I'm probably going to have Alzheimer's like my grandmother. I can already see it coming. It's a definite. But I'm only going on 60, and my short-term memory is shit. I mean, total shit. I mean, I got, responsibilities here at the job. I got responsibilities at home. And the girlfriend, like, hey, could you look into this and check on this? Okay, sure. I forget for days. I mean, and I forget stuff for myself in minutes. Like, I'll be showering or whatever and go, oh, yeah, I got to look up such and such, or I got to remember to check on this. Well, as soon as I get downstairs, I'll do that, get out of here. So I get out, and then, literally, it's gone. Whatever I was thinking about is 100% gone. I can't remember shit. It's like, what the fuck? Ugh. It's like I keep forgetting, for a week now, I keep forgetting to scan my lottery tickets. I'm like, how can I keep forgetting to do that? I'm like, they're on my bench. I got to pick them up, scan them. Right now, I could be a millionaire and I don't know it. Or at least a thousandaire. I might have $15,000 sitting on my workbench and I don't know it. I got to remember to check those, Usually it's disappointing when I do remember, but, stuff like that. And, I just got to remember to look into this and do that and, order this. And it's like, oh, God, getting older sucks. I really wish I could retire today. So that's my question. I mean, am I the only one? How's your memory going, people? And how's your ambition level? How many of you do the same thing? Plan something all day or all week, and when you get that freedom and you get that time to do those things, you just kind of, I know I'm not alone. So anyhow, I'm going to have some more snacks here. I got a bag of cheese cubes for the dogs when they get here. The boss's dogs. I got my flavored water. I'm going to go see what the day entails. and get some primer on the Purple Passion Merc. And it'll probably be the last one I actually paint, because now I got to get around the detail. Well, I got to two-tone these ones, and then that's it. Once I two-tone these decals, now it's time for all the little details and decals and assembling them and clearing them and just letting them dry. So anyhow, that's what I'm going to do. So it's a little after 8, so I'm officially kind of on the clock, but hey, there's not much going today anyhow. So everybody have a good day. Yeah, let me know how you are. I mean, I can't be alone, right? So talk to you later. Bye-bye.